pretty urgent. I wrote a blog post today called "Will Satellites End Life on Earth?" This is thanks to Anton Petrov. He did a great video on what happens when you start putting a lot of satellites in space. So I guess the future of satellites will be millions of them orbiting Earth. That's the plan. And the problem with that is when satellites re-enter the atmosphere because of something called orbital decay, they break up and they kind of turn into like a meteor shower. And all the parts basically aerosolize and spread across the atmosphere. And a lot of these satellites are made with aluminum. And when aluminum and other chemicals and materials in the satellites disperse across the atmosphere, it depletes the ozone. It literally breaks up the ozone layer. So we had this problem in the 80s with CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons. I think I'm saying that right. So this would come from refrigerants and like aerosol cans, spray cans. And those were found to break up the atmosphere, or break up the ozone layer in the atmosphere, and creating an ozone hole, and basically weakening the ozone layer. And that's bad because the ozone layer protects us from ultraviolet light and probably protects plants. It's really essential for life on Earth, so we need to keep the ozone layer intact. This issue applies to everyone on Earth. So now that more and more satellites are going into space, more and more of them are going to come down every year, and this could be a huge problem. So we need to spread awareness on this issue. One solution possibly is to make the satellites out of different materials. You can actually make them out of wood, believe it or not. That's discussed in Anton's video. The other thing you could do, I'm very rusty on my orbital mechanics, but you could just make sure that satellites do not re-enter, and that would require some kind of thrust to keep them in orbit or eject them into deep space when they've hit their life expectancy. But you just don't want the satellites breaking up upon re-entry. So it's a good video. I recommend everyone watching this video. I'm gonna call. I was thinking about it. Like, why not just call my rep? Because my rep. The interesting thing is, my rep, my congressional rep, represents Orange County, California, and really the Irvine area. And in UC Irvine is where one of the professors at UC Irvine got a Nobel Prize for finding out that CFCs deplete the ozone layer. What is it? It was Sherwood Rowland. So this is like a Irvine saved the day. So let's call our rep. I think he even lives in Irvine. About this, let's call his. I don't know which number should I call. I'll call his 202 number. 225-5611.
Thank you for calling the office of Dave Mann. How can I help you?
Yeah, I wanted to leave a message for Dave, and it has to do with UC Irvine and satellites. We're going to launch maybe 1 million satellites soon for Starlink and other companies. And when those satellites re-enter Earth's atmosphere, when they decay, they will break up, and that breaking up creates chemicals that deplete the ozone layer. It's going to be a huge problem. UC Irvine was actually one of the places that figured this problem out in the 80s with CFCs and spray cans and aerosols and refrigerants. So I think it's a really important issue people should know about. I want to spread awareness, and since he's an Irvine guy and he reps that area, he should probably know about this.
And certainly, and thank you very much for putting it on our radar. So what exactly, is it an issue, or is it acknowledgement and spreading awareness of like a...
Yeah, I figure as he's a rep for my district, and I believe in communicating to reps about important issues. This one's very important, so I just want him to be aware of it so he can tell other reps in Congress and spread awareness about this potential problem.
Thank you very much for doing so. Can I just get the issue one more time?
Yeah.
Just so I can write it down.
Sorry. So basically, with the increased launches of satellites into space, the amount of satellites in low Earth orbit are going to be, they're projecting millions of satellites. Right now we have like thousands, right? All satellites, especially these ones for like Starlink and communication, they eventually return. They naturally decay. Their orbits decay, and they re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, and they break up during a re-entry. And so the entire structure breaks up into little microscopic pieces, right? That causes a chemical reaction, which depletes the ozone layer. There's studies now that are looking into this, so people are aware of this, and it's really important that we either make satellites out of different materials or we figure out a solution to it, because it will become a huge problem in the near future. Like with no ozone layer, basically what happens is ultraviolet lights, they penetrate the Earth's atmosphere at a greater rate, and they can, they're harmful they cause skin cancer, could damage plants, I suppose.
Yeah.
So UC Irvine was one of the places where they discovered this problem, and we had solved it actually. So this is a new version of the same problem, and it's like, wow, people should know about this.
Okay, that's super helpful. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah.
And can I just really quickly get your name?
My name's Sean.
Sean. Okay, thank you very much, Sean. I will relay this to the congressman.
Oh, thanks.
Have a good one.
All right, bye. Okay, so that's, you can call your reps and you can tell them these things. Like, don't tell them things that don't matter, I guess, right? Don't bother them too much, but things that can harm the whole planet, you might as well let them know, give them some awareness. It might not be on the radar, right? So I do that once in a while. If you look at my channel, I call people about issues that seem to matter, that are very important. So anyway, again, thank you, Anton, for bringing this to my attention. I went to UC Irvine, so this is like, it all hits home. So let people know about this, spread the word, spread on social, contact your reps, contact the media. All right.